In 1980s America, trucks were built with one simple goal: outlast everything. No fancy computers, no delicate sensors, just thick steel frames, bulletproof diesel engines, and engineering that said this will run for decades. These 10 machines prove that real toughness isn't about technology, it's about building something right the first time. 40 years later, they're still working, still hauling, and still showing modern trucks what durability actually means. Number 1. 1987 Peterbilt 379. The Peterbilt 379, introduced in 1987, became an instant icon and remains one of the most recognizable trucks ever built. This long hood conventional was essentially an updated version of the legendary 359, incorporating modern improvements while maintaining the classic styling and build quality that made Peterbilt famous. The 379's construction exemplified hand-built quality. Each truck was assembled with care, using aircraft-quality aluminum for the hood and fenders, heavy-gauge steel for structural components, and attention to detail that mass production couldn't match. The iconic long hood wasn't just for looks, it accommodated the large displacement engines of the era while providing excellent weight distribution. Caterpillar 3406B engines were extremely popular in 1987 379s. This mechanical engine featured a PEF, programmable electronic engine control system that was still primarily mechanical, using electronics only for minor enhancements. The engine delivered up to 425 horsepower and massive torque, perfect for heavy loads. The inline-six design was robust and proven, with cast-iron construction throughout. The Cummins Big Cam 4 was another favored power plant in early 379s. This engine represented the peak of Cummins mechanical diesel engineering, featuring a PT pressure time fuel system that was entirely mechanical. The Big Cam 4 delivered reliable power, excellent fuel economy for the era, and could easily exceed 1,000,000 miles with proper maintenance and rebuilds. The cab interior reflected Peterbilt's commitment to quality and driver comfort. The dash featured large, easy-to-read mechanical gauges arranged logically. The seats were comfortable and durable. The controls were positioned ergonomically, and every switch and knob had a quality feel. The sleeper compartments were spacious with excellent ventilation and thoughtful storage solutions. The chassis design emphasized durability. The frame rails were thicker than competitors used, with closely spaced crossmembers for strength. The suspension systems featured quality components properly tuned for both ride comfort and load stability. The air brake systems were robust with generous reservoir capacity and quality valves that lasted for years. Number 2. 1986 Kenworth W900B. The Kenworth W900B, which ran from 1982 to 2008, hit its stride in 1986 with refined engineering and the best engine options of the decade. This truck represented Kenworth's built-by-pride philosophy at its finest, with hand-assembled quality and customization options that allowed each truck to be tailored precisely to its owner's needs. The W900B's construction quality was extraordinary. Kenworth used premium materials throughout, from the heat-treated steel frame rails to the precision-welded aluminum cab components. Each truck was essentially custom-built to customer specifications, with countless options for wheelbases, suspensions, engines, and trim levels. This customization meant W900Bs were optimized for their specific applications. The Cummins NTC 400 Big Cam was a popular choice in 1986 W900Bs, delivering 400 horsepower and exceptional torque. This mechanical engine featured Cummins' proven PT fuel system, robust construction, and conservative tuning that prioritized longevity. The engine was designed for rebuild intervals measured in hundreds of thousands of miles, and many have been rebuilt multiple times. The Caterpillar 3406B also powered many W900Bs, particularly among owner-operators who appreciated CAT's dealer network and engineering philosophy. This engine combined mechanical reliability with early electronic enhancements that improved efficiency without adding complexity. The inline-six design was inherently balanced, providing smooth power delivery and excellent durability. The interior of a W900B was driver-focused perfection. The dash layout was logical with mechanical gauges providing reliable information. The flat panel design was clean and functional. The steering wheel position, pedal placement, and seat location were carefully engineered for long-haul comfort. The sleeper compartments offered genuine comfort with excellent insulation, proper ventilation, and abundant storage. The ride quality in a W900B was legendary. Kenworth engineered sophisticated cab mounting systems that isolated drivers from road harshness and engine vibration. The air ride suspension systems were properly tuned for both loaded and empty operation. The overall chassis dynamics provided a combination of comfort and control that few competitors could match. Number 3. 1989 Freightliner FLD120. The Freightliner FLD120, introduced in 1989, represented Freightliner's commitment to building efficient, durable trucks at competitive prices. This conventional featured a longer hood than the FLC model, providing better weight distribution and accommodating larger engines while maintaining Freightliner's lightweight construction philosophy. The FLD120's aluminum construction significantly reduced weight compared to steel-framed competitors, allowing for increased payload capacity within legal limits. Freightliner's engineering ensured this weight reduction didn't compromise durability. The frame rails used high-strength aluminum alloys with proper reinforcement, the crossmembers were positioned optimally, and the overall structure proved capable of lasting for decades. The Detroit Diesel Series 60, which had been introduced in 1987, was hitting its stride by 1989. The early mechanical versions of this engine combined modern efficiency with traditional reliability. The inline-six configuration with overhead cam design featured fewer moving parts than pushrod engines while delivering excellent power and fuel economy. The Series 60 became legendary for million-mile reliability. The Cummins N14, introduced in 1988, was also available in 1989 FLD120s. This engine represented the evolution of the big cam, featuring select electronic controls that enhanced efficiency while maintaining mechanical fuel injection as a backup. The N14 delivered up to 525 horsepower and massive torque, making it ideal for heavy-haul applications while maintaining excellent reliability. The cab design emphasized aerodynamics and driver comfort. The sloped hood and rounded edges improved fuel economy compared to traditional square designs. The interior featured comfortable seating with good adjustability, logical control placement, and adequate space. The sleeper compartments were well designed with proper insulation and ventilation for comfortable rest periods. The chassis engineering reflected Freightliner's focus on serviceability. Components were positioned for easy access, fluid capacities were generous, and the overall layout made sense to mechanics. The air ride suspension provided excellent ride quality, and the brake systems featured modern components properly sized for safe operation at maximum weights. Number 4. 1985 Mack Super-Liner. The Mack Super-Liner, produced from 1977 to 1993, reached its peak in the mid-1980s as one of the toughest conventional trucks ever built. This long-hood Mack was designed for heavy-haul and severe service applications where failure simply wasn't acceptable, and it delivered durability that became legendary among operators who needed ultimate reliability. The Super-Liner's construction was massively overbuilt by any standard. The frame rails were extraordinarily thick, the crossmembers numerous and robust, and every component selected for maximum durability rather than minimum cost. Mack understood that Super-Liner customers bought trucks as lifetime investments and engineered accordingly. The Mack E6 ENDT676 engine was the heart of most Super-Liners. This inline-six diesel featured Mack's Maxidine design with constant horsepower characteristics, meaning it maintained power across a wide RPM range. Everything was gear-driven, no belts to brake or chains to stretch. The mechanical fuel injection system was entirely Mack designed and built, using precision components that lasted hundreds of thousands of miles. The E6 engine's 237 cubic inch displacement per cylinder resulted in massive low-end torque, perfect for starting heavy loads on steep grades. The engine was conservatively rated, typically between 300 and 350 horsepower, but the torque delivery made it feel much more powerful. The robust construction meant these engines regularly exceeded 1,000,000 miles with proper maintenance and rebuilds. The Maxitorque transmission paired perfectly with the E6 engine. This manual gearbox, available in various configurations from 5-speed to 12-speed, featured heavy-duty gear sets, robust synchronizers, and shifters that maintained precise action even after decades of hard use. The transmissions were designed specifically to complement the Maxidine engine's power characteristics. The cab interior was purely functional. Large windows provided excellent visibility. The dash featured oversized mechanical gauges that were easy to read at a glance, and every control was positioned where a driver wearing heavy gloves could operate it easily. The seats were durable rather than luxurious, and the overall environment was designed for operators who spent long days in demanding conditions. The suspension systems were engineered for continuous heavy load operation. The springs were heavy-duty units properly rated for maximum weights. The mounting points were massively reinforced, and the overall design maintained proper geometry even after years of operation at maximum capacity. Super-liners rode harshly when empty, but provided excellent stability when loaded. Number 5. 1988 International 9300 Eagle. The International 9300 Eagle, introduced in 1986, represented International's move toward aerodynamic styling, while maintaining their reputation for building tough, reliable trucks. The 1988 model year featured refined engineering and excellent engine options that made it popular among both fleet operators and owner-operators. The Eagle's distinctive styling featured a sloped hood and rounded cab corners that improved aerodynamics significantly compared to traditional square trucks. This design reduced fuel consumption by several percentage points, a major consideration as fuel prices fluctuated through the night. The improved aerodynamics didn't compromise the truck's capability. It was fully engineered for heavy-duty operation. The Cummins NTC 444 Big Cam was a popular engine choice in 1988 Eagles, delivering 444 horsepower and exceptional torque. This mechanical engine represented Cummins at their best, with a PT fuel system that was entirely mechanical, robust internal components, and conservative tuning that prioritized reliability. The engine was designed for complete rebuilds that restored it to like-new condition. The Cummins N14 was also available in 1988, representing newer technology while maintaining mechanical reliability. This engine featured select electronics that enhanced fuel delivery and performance monitoring, but the fundamental design remained mechanical. The N14 delivered excellent power and fuel economy, while maintaining the durability Cummins engines were known for. The Caterpillar 3406B was another popular option, particularly among heavy-haul operators. This engine delivered massive low-end torque perfect for mountain operations and overweight loads. The mechanical fuel injection system with early PEE electronics provided excellent performance while remaining fundamentally simple and reliable. The cab interior showcased International's attention to driver comfort. The seats were well designed with good support and adjustment range. The dash layout was logical and ergonomic, with gauges positioned for easy viewing and controls within easy reach. The sleeper compartments were spacious with excellent insulation, proper ventilation, and abundant storage throughout. The chassis engineering emphasized both strength and serviceability. The frame rails used high-strength steel properly heat-treated for durability. The suspension systems featured air ride technology with quality components providing excellent ride comfort. The brake systems were modern and properly sized with redundant safety features. Number 6. 1989 Western Star 4964. The Western Star 4964, introduced in 1987, represented the company's commitment to building trucks for the most demanding applications. By 1989, this model had established itself as the choice for heavy-haul logging and off-road operations where ordinary trucks simply couldn't survive. Every component was overbuilt, and quality was prioritized over cost. The 4964's construction philosophy centered on massive overbuilding. The frame rails were thicker than any competitor used, constructed from Western Star's proprietary high-strength steel alloys. The crossmembers were numerous and robustly attached. Every bracket, every mount, every component was selected for maximum durability in severe service applications. The Detroit Diesel 60 series was a popular choice in 1989 4964s, particularly in the mechanical version. This engine's inline-six configuration provided smooth power delivery. The overhead cam design was efficient and durable, and the overall construction emphasized longevity. The Series 60 in a Western Star was tuned for maximum durability rather than maximum power. The Caterpillar 3406B was another common power plant. beloved by heavy-haul operators for its massive torque output and proven reliability. In Western Star applications, these engines were often specified with heavy-duty cooling systems, upgraded oil filtration, and other enhancements for extreme-duty service. The mechanical fuel injection system was robust and reliable. Cummins Big Cam and N14 engines also found homes in 4964s, providing alternatives with their own excellent reputations. These engines matched Western Star's durability philosophy perfectly, with mechanical systems that could be maintained and repaired without specialized diagnostic equipment. The cab construction used heavy-gauge aluminum and steel, designed to withstand the extraordinary vibration and stress of off-highway operation. The doors featured massive hinges, the windows were properly sealed, and the overall assembly was built to last. The interior was functional rather than luxurious, with controls designed for operation while wearing heavy gloves. The suspension systems were engineered for loads that would destroy ordinary trucks. Heavy-duty springs rated for extreme weights, oversized shock absorbers, and robust mounting points allowed 4000-line-64s to handle gross weights exceeding 100,000 pounds. The axles were similarly overbuilt, often featuring components from heavy-duty commercial vehicle lines. Number 7. 1983 GMC Brigadier. The GMC Brigadier, produced from 1978 to 1988, represented General Motors' entry into the severe service truck market. The 1983 model year featured refined engineering and excellent component choices that made it popular for mixer, dump, and heavy construction applications where toughness was paramount. The Brigadier's distinctive cab-over engine design maximized maneuverability while providing excellent visibility for construction site operation. The cab tilted forward hydraulically for complete engine access, a feature that required robust engineering but made maintenance surprisingly convenient. The tilt mechanism featured safety locks and was designed for thousands of trouble-free cycles. The Detroit Diesel 8V92 two-stroke was a popular power plant in Brigadiers, providing excellent power-to-weight ratio and distinctive sound. This V8 diesel featured Detroit's unique design with cylinder wall ports instead of conventional intake valves. While these engines required more frequent maintenance than four-stroke designs, they responded well to proper care and delivered strong performance. The Detroit Diesel 6V92 was also common, offering similar characteristics in a smaller package. Both the 6V92 and 8V92 featured mechanical fuel injection systems that were entirely proven technology, requiring no electronics or sensors. The engines could be tuned and maintained by knowledgeable mechanics using basic tools and test equipment. Caterpillar 3208 engines powered many Brigadiers in lighter-duty applications. This V8 diesel offered adequate power in a compact package, with mechanical fuel injection and simple construction. While not CAT's most legendary engine, the 3208 provided reliable service when properly maintained. The frame construction reflected GM's understanding of severe service requirements. The rails were thick C-channel steel with numerous crossmembers positioned for strength and body mounting flexibility. The frame was designed to handle the constant shock loads of mixer and dump truck operation without cracking or requiring reinforcement. The transmission options included both Allison automatics and heavy-duty manual gearboxes. The Allison automatics were particularly popular in mixer applications, providing smooth operation and excellent durability. These transmissions featured robust torque converters, quality valve bodies, and gear sets designed for continuous heavy-duty operation. The cab interior was functional and durable. The dash featured large mechanical gauges. The controls were positioned for easy operation, and the materials could withstand the constant abuse of construction work. The seats were comfortable enough for long days, and the overall environment was designed for operators who worked hard in demanding conditions. Number 8. 1986 Ford LTL 9000. The Ford LTL 9000, produced from 1970 to 1998, reached a peak of refinement in the mid-90s. The 1986 model featured excellent build quality, proven component choices, and Ford's commitment to creating a premium conventional that competed successfully against established brands like Peterbilt and Kenworth. The LTL 9000's construction quality was impressive for a manufacturer better known for volume production than custom building. The cab featured heavy-gauge steel with excellent fit and finish. The doors closed solidly, the windows sealed properly, and the overall assembly quality approached that of premium brands. Ford clearly invested in quality control for their flagship heavy-duty truck. The Cummins NTC400 Big Cam was extremely popular in 1986 LTL 9000s, providing 400 horsepower and exceptional reliability. This mechanical engine featured Cummins's proven PT fuel system, robust construction, and engineering that prioritized durability. Operators appreciated the combination of adequate power and legendary Cummins reliability backed by an extensive dealer network. The Caterpillar 3406B was another common choice, particularly among heavy-haul operators and owner-operators who preferred CAT's engineering philosophy. This engine delivered massive torque, making it ideal for mountain operations and heavy loads. The mechanical fuel injection with early peaky electronics provided excellent performance while maintaining fundamental simplicity. Detroit diesel engines, particularly the Series 60 toward the end of the decade, also powered LTL 9000s. These engines provided smooth power delivery, good fuel economy, and the reliability Detroit diesel was known for. The inline-six configuration fit well in the chassis and provided excellent balance. The interior reflected Ford's attention to driver comfort and functionality. The dash layout was logical, with large mechanical gauges arranged for easy viewing. The seats offered good support and adjustment range. The steering wheel and pedal positions were comfortable for long-haul operation. The sleeper compartments were well designed with proper insulation and ventilation. The chassis engineering emphasized both durability and serviceability. The frame rails used high-strength steel with proper heat treatment. The suspension systems featured air ride technology with quality components. The brake systems were properly sized with modern valves and chambers. The electrical systems used quality components with proper wire gauges throughout. The ride quality in an LTL 9000 was excellent. With Ford engineering sophisticated cab mounts and properly tuned suspension systems, drivers appreciated the combination of comfort and control, particularly on long hauls where reduced fatigue meant safer operation and better productivity. Number 9. 1984 Diamond Reo Raider. The Diamond Reo Raider, produced through the early 1980s before the company's closure, represented old-school American truck building at its finest. The 1984 model showcased quality construction, proven components, and attention to detail that larger manufacturers couldn't match due to their higher production volumes. The Raider featured distinctive styling with bold proportions and chrome accents that emphasized its road presence. But beyond aesthetics, these trucks were engineered for longevity. The frames used thick steel rails with generous crossmember spacing. The cab construction employed high-quality materials carefully assembled to tighter tolerances than mass production typically achieved. Cummins engines were standard equipment, with the NTC series being particularly common in Raiders. These mechanical diesels provided reliable power, excellent fuel economy for the era, and durability that made them favorites among owner-operators. The PT fuel system was entirely mechanical, using precision-machined components that lasted hundreds of thousands of miles without electronic intervention. The Caterpillar 3406 was also available, providing an alternative with CAT's own excellent reputation. These engines delivered strong performance and the backing of Caterpillar's extensive dealer network. The mechanical fuel injection systems were robust and reliable, requiring minimal maintenance while delivering consistent performance. The interior appointments reflected Diamond Reo's attention to quality. The dash layout was logical and functional, with large mechanical gauges that provided reliable information. The seats were comfortable and durable, designed for long days behind the wheel. The controls were well positioned and featured quality switches and knobs that maintained good feel even after years of use. What truly set Diamond Reo apart was their approach to quality control. These trucks were built in smaller numbers with more individual attention during assembly. Each truck received careful inspection and quality issues were addressed before delivery. This resulted in trucks with better fit and finish, fewer defects, and overall construction that reflected genuine craftsmanship. The suspension systems were properly engineered with quality components throughout. The springs were correctly rated for the intended loads. The shock absorbers were quality units, and the mounting points were robust. The air brake systems featured quality valves and properly sized reservoirs, ensuring safe operation and long service life. Number 10. 1988 Autocar AT64F. The Autocar AT64F, produced through the late 1980s, represented one of America's oldest truck manufacturers, applying decades of severe service expertise to create purpose-built vocational trucks. The 1988 model featured Autocar's traditional commitment to custom construction and components selected specifically for maximum durability in the harshest applications. The AT64F featured a set-forward front axle configuration that provided excellent maneuverability and weight distribution for dump trucks, mixers, and heavy construction applications. This design positioned more weight on the front axle, improving traction and steering control when operating with heavy bodies or equipment. The shorter wheelbase options made these trucks ideal for tight construction sites and urban operations. The frame construction exemplified Autocar's severe service philosophy. The rails were extraordinarily thick, constructed from high-strength steel properly heat-treated for maximum fatigue resistance. The crossmembers were numerous and robustly attached, creating a platform that could handle decades of maximum payload operation in the most demanding conditions without cracking or requiring reinforcement. Cummins engines were the typical power source, with the Big Cam series being extremely popular in AT64Fs. The NTC 350 and NTC 400 models provided the massive low-end torque needed for starting heavy loads on construction sites. These mechanical engines featured PT fuel injection systems that were entirely mechanical, requiring no computers or sensors that could fail in dusty, harsh environments. The Caterpillar 3406 was another common choice, particularly among operators who appreciated CAT's dealer network and parts availability. These engines delivered excellent performance in severe service applications, with mechanical fuel injection systems that proved resistant to the dirt, vibration, and abuse that characterized construction and mining work. The cab design prioritized functionality and durability over comfort. The steel construction was heavy gauge and built to withstand constant slamming doors and rough handling by operators in work boots and heavy gloves. The windows were large for excellent visibility when maneuvering around equipment and obstacles. The interior materials were chosen for their ability to be cleaned easily and withstand harsh treatment. The transmission options were heavy-duty manual gearboxes, typically Eaton Fuller 13 or 15-speed models designed for severe service. These transmissions featured extra-low first gears for starting heavy loads, aluminum housings for weight savings, and steel internals built to handle continuous operation at maximum torque. The shift mechanisms remained precise even after years of hard use. The suspension systems were engineered specifically for vocational applications. Heavy-duty leaf springs rated for maximum loads, robust mounting points with additional reinforcement, and properly sized shock absorbers ensured these trucks maintained stability and control even when operating at gross weights that would overwhelm lighter-duty trucks. The axles were similarly overbuilt, often featuring Meritor or Rockwell components from heavy-duty truck lines. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.